mode.
So, is fishing popular in your country?
Definitely yes. At least in the past, now I rarely see any young people still fishing, or at least to my experience. Back in the day, not just people in countryside who participate in fishing. Almost everyone, did fishing on their own. Maybe they can create their own rod. Maybe they catch by nets or hand. All sorts of things to catch a fish. So I would say it will probably be pretty popular back then, but now not so much. Have you ever been to a place where there's a lot of fish around you?
Of course, yes. So, I've been to I have been to Hạ Long Bay, which is just like very popular place in Vietnam, and it just have like I don't know how to say, but it's just like the sea or yeah, and it's have a lot of fish, and I have a small experience that I use some of the equipments to diving down to the diving deep to the water, and they actually film me, and I can see that like there's a lot of like there are variety of fishes, fish around me, and they just really beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful sceneries I have ever seen. So, have you watched the TV program about fish?
Uh, Honestly, I'm not a very television buff, I guess. But I do recall once instant where I watched something about fish. It was one of the section in National Geography. Back in the day, I'm really obsessed with that channel program, and so they feature one of the pretty big fishing where they catch one of the world's largest swordfish around, and it has amazed me of uh, how gigantic the seas can be if they were able to uh, you know have those kind of big, super big, even sometimes hostile animals down there. What films do you like?
So actually, I think that I I prefer watching movies when that is like my cup of teas things, and watching films, watching movies. I have watched a lot of them, and to talk about like my favorite films, I think that actually now actually, recently I just not watch a long movie at all, and I don't usually binge watch that this time right now. I just prefer watching some small short on YouTube, and like YouTube things. But I think that when like in the past when I prefer watching the movie's name Spirited Away. That is my favorite film, like anime things that I have watched with my friends at schools, and that was a really good experience. So, did you often watch films when you were a child?
I Yeah, I would say I do, but back then the kind of film I watch is usually pretty entertaining, like Disney films, Pixar films, Cars, Toy Story, probably Snow White at some point, and superheroes movies. So fun, good, fun stuff. and I would probably watch like two films per week, so like twice a week or so. Because of course back then there was so much more spare time than now. Did you ever go to the cinema alone as a kid, as a child?
To be honest, I haven't been to the cinema alone, like for my entire life, because I think that actually I prefer to watching movies, to watching like to experience the time in cinema with my family and friends more than being alone. And I just like haven't been to it alone. I think that it would be a better experience if you can go with the persons that you love. And I think that um, as a child or being adult, I will never go to the cinema alone. And if I want to watch some movies alone, I prefer watching it at home. So, do you often go to the cinema with your friends?
Uh, Honestly, not really. I mean, I already rarely uh, visit the cinema as a teen right now, and so you can guess it. It's even more unusual for me and the boys. I mean, me and my friends to uh, go to the cinema. Yeah, it's probably only occur in like very special days. For example, one of the friends is a group birthday, or it's one of the those special films that we are really like. But overall, not very often. Probably like twice a year, if we are lucky. Do you think going to the cinema is a good way to spend time with friends?
Absolutely, yes. In my opinions, I firmly agree with this because, like, actually, it is just a different experience that you want to hanging out with my friends. Like, sometimes I will be very tedious just hanging out and taking, like, buying coffee or milk tea or just hanging around and have a talk. But it would be better if we can like go to the cinema watching movies together. And it's like another different ways to going out with friends and like chilling, yeah, to because like cinemas watching movie will help you to release stress and tensions, especially going with your friends will make you like recharge your battery and being happier. So do you think uh, what do you prefer, tea or coffee?
Well, this is certainly a pretty hard questions. Honestly, in most cases, I will prefer coffee over tea solely for the fact that uh, not like brewing coffee, normal coffee in packages is way more convenient and way faster to use, and also they pack more flavors in my opinions. Both of the both tea and coffee actually contain both of them contain caffeine, but the amount of tea you need to take for those caffeine will you will need quite a lot of them, and it's a bit wasteful for someone have who has always been in a tight budget like me. Tea is I in my opinion is way healthier than coffee, but then again, I need it to be quick and fast, and coffee is the best deal for that. Right. What do you usually prepare for your guests, tea or coffee?
So actually, my dad, which is like the persons that most consume those kind of things, tea and coffee. And like my dad prefer tea than coffee, so like drinking tea than drinking coffee. So my family usually have tea at home rather than having coffee, and like we just have a little like sometimes we don't have any coffee at home. So actually usually when guests comes, my dad usually prepare to the guests like some of the like his scrumptious tea in his opinions. I don't know, but yeah, his like appetizing tea. And actually, if I am the person that prefer coffee than tea, and like if I if I'm the persons that need to prepare it for the need to like welcome the guests, I will bring both of it because it depends on their hobbies. So when was the last time you drank coffee or tea?
Well, surprisingly, I mean unsurprisingly, it's this morning. Just have a blast with my new found coffee in Highland Coffee. In my opinion, it's pretty good coffee. They have a great taste. Not very. It's well roasted, and the flavor is intense enough, but also maintain very good, intriguing taste. In my opinion, very Vietnamese coffee.